Good morning. Good to have you with us this morning. Have you ever considered how important it is that we live in a nation that has freedom, that we have obtained not just through declaration, but also through sacrifice? Well, Paul had an experience like that, and in that experience, he was about to preach to the people that was near the prison where he was about to be incarcerated. It's over in Acts 21, starting in verse 37, and it says, "As he was brought into the barracks, Paul said to the commander, 'Am I allowed to say something to you?' He replied, 'Do you not know Greek? Aren't you the Egyptian who raised rebellion some time ago and led 4,000 assassins into the desert?' Paul said, 'I'm a Jewish man from Tarsus of Cilicia, a citizen of an important city. Now I ask you, let me speak to the people.' After he had given permission, Paul stood in the steps and motioned with his hands to the people. When there was a great hush, he addressed them in the Hebrew language." Interesting that Paul, even though he was not from the city of Rome, he declared his Roman citizenship. That citizenship meant something. I was reading an illustration about freedom in a book of illustrations that was written by Michael Blakely from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. "Being Thankful for Freedom" was entitled. It says, "When I was attending graduate school in the early 1980s, I stopped for coffee in a Malibu, California restaurant. Coming from a non-political family, I knew nothing of political activists. But I met one day that in that restaurant. He told everyone what a mess the United States had become. He ridiculed our government, our education, industrial and banking systems. He was on such a roll that he had everyone on his side except for two people, an old man and me. The activist shied away from me, seeing my Pepperdine hat, Ronald Reagan t-shirt, and Wall Street Journal, so he went after the old man. As he approached, the old man continued slurping his soup and turned his back. The activist sat down at the old man's table and offered, 'Mister, if you can tell me just one thing the United States has ever done for you, just one measly thing, I will leave you alone.' Finally, the old man looked up. He licked his spoon clean and set it down on the table, his red face indicating years of laboring in the sun. And with a heavy Russian accent, he replied, 'We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.' And he went back to his soup. The activist, defeated, could not argue against that old man who had experienced on both sides of communism. We're free because we take a stand for freedom. We may be challenged to do that again very shortly. But remember, freedom comes when you know the Savior. For Jesus says that to know the truth shall make you free. We know the truth. We know who's in charge and who's in control. Let us trust the Lord in our daily walk, and let us be free from all other oppression. God bless you. Have a good Friday. See you next week.